Hi there, today I'm going to talk about Scilab plotting and we'll focus on these 5 points, and possibly you can also find very useful in your Scilab programming tasks. So we start with a plotting sinus function. It's always a good idea to start with the lf command with clear all figures from the Scilab. Secondly, we define the time vector, this time from 0 to 40 with 0.5 step, and of course plot command which takes t as a x-axis, sinus t as a y-axis, and p is here as an optional input and defines the color of the plot, our graph. So here is the result graph with blue sinus function. So let's add another graph to this plot to this graph. So we use this time sinus square t with a red color. So here is the result Scilab plots output in the same graph. So let's continue our tutorial in the Scilab programming environment. This is the code that you have seen previously in the slides. When I run this code, I get the graphs in the same window. In order to get the graphs in the different windows, so two plots in two different windows, we have to change, you see here graphic number 1, we have to change Windows ID figure ID of the figure. So how do we do this? We add Scilab figure 0. I define for the first plot, and for the second plot I will define ID 1. When I do this, I will get two different plots in two different windows. So I want to show you something else to add, how to add labels to our plot. So to add the label to x-axis and to y-axis is again very simple. We just have to write x label and y label commands, and in the parentheses we have to write what we want to appear in the label. You see here $signs. $signs means our code will be converted to LaTeX format, or we can write LaTeX code inside these $signs. So you see a preview of our LaTeX code here, sinus square t. I run the code again. So first graph didn't affect it because of the I defined here IDs, and the second graph has t-axis and sinus t squared. And the last thing I want to show you in this tutorial is to change the axis sizes. I want to change the size of this axis from 0 to 20 for this x-axis, and for y-axis from 0 to 1. So let's see how we do this. First of all, with the following command I will get the parameters of the current axis, and you see here different parameters, different things you can change and play for yourself, but what we need here, a data bounds command that you see here, our previous sizes for x-axis from 0 to 40, and for y-axis from -1 to 1. What I do, I have to first get my current axis as I did before with get current axis. I write it to some variable for a variable, and later change parameter data bounds here. A dot data bounds will change my axis size. So here I write it for x-axis from 0 to 20, and for y-axis from 0 to 1. So let's run the code, and I see the second graph. You see that my axis sizes changed accordingly what I have given in the code. So thank you for watching. It was end of this tutorial.